40, 50, 60 years ago, you probably wouldn't have seen us. You probably would have heard about us. We could have been a family secret, kept behind closed doors, isolated and limited. 30, 20, 10 years ago, we made great strides in the Down syndrome community. Even though these strides have been made, there's still uncertain future for many people with Down syndrome. Prenatal testing is affecting our future.
Dr. John Linton Down was the doctor who first described Down syndrome. This would later to be the reason it is called Down syndrome today. But it doesn't start that way.
We were called awful and hurtful names like Mongolian idiots and mentally retarded. Families were told that we would never be able to do anything. So doctors said we would be locked away with other people like us. So people with Down syndrome were put in institutions.
We were treated badly. We were not given medical care when we were sick or hurt. We would get punished if we acted out. We had no rights. Can you believe this happened even in the last 30 years?
In the early 1900s, most of us would have died when we were children.
Some changes were made with languages. In 1961, scientists said the people with Down syndrome were no longer called Mongolian idiot. In 1975, the United States National Institute of Health made it standard to say Down syndrome.
And then even bigger changes have started to happen. More families decided to raise their child at home. Students with Down syndrome have started attending school in their community. Laws were passed to ban discrimination. The Canada Down Syndrome Society started in 1987. Slowly, we were given more rights. Oh, how far we have come.
Or have we?
In 1976, prenatal testing for Down syndrome became more common. In 1983, women over the age of 35 were offered prenatal testing for Down syndrome. These tests were sometimes dangerous, but were common.
Now there is a new blood test to see if an unborn baby has Down syndrome. It is almost 100% accurate. So what this means, if a parent does not want a baby with Down syndrome, they can choose to end their pregnancy. That leads to our next conversation. Language affects us in the past, but now it is affecting us today. Take a look at two words on the screen, testing and screening. I would like you all to think about it, what those two words mean for a second.
we prefer to say testing, because this is only looking for an answer. Our research says that screening some means to keep out something that is not wanted. Well, researchers say that about 90% of mothers will end their pregnancy if they find out that their baby has Down syndrome. Has anyone ever wondered how this makes us feel?
Imagine a world without the person you love with Down syndrome. Imagine the world without us.
I have a place in this world. I am here. I am living in the Canadian society. And I use the Canadian society resources. I got an education. I use the health card system. I got monthly check from the government, and I am able and willing to give back to society by volunteering, by working, by voting, by being out in my community and showing people how well I can do things. I am a small piece of the material which makes our society work. Let me do my part.
If I wasn't here, my family wouldn't have a lovable son and brother. I participate in to the fullest and make positive contributions. My positive contributions are that I can stand out. I work with charities and organizations. I am a photographer. I work at a movie theater and pay taxes. I like to say being different isn't really being different. My extra chromosome is part of my uniqueness. I participate to the fullest and try my best to make positive contributions. I want Canadians to know that people with Down syndrome are hardworking. They make great employees, and we must be included in all aspects of society. I love my life because I work well with others and love spending time in the community. I have an extra chromosome, and I am proud of it. It makes me sad that people think we are suffering and that we need to be fixed. We are not suffering and do not need to be fixed.
I asked my mom how I changed her life. She said that I have introduced her to an inclusive and diverse community. My mom said that I have taught her joy, and also that she now has met lots of great people who she would have never met if it wasn't for me. I am unique because of my ability to dance. I love to dance. I love meeting new people who share the same passion as I do. I love everything about dance. I love expressing myself. I have a larger-than-life personality, and I want to share that with everyone. I bring lots of joy, and I also love being present in the moment. I want all of Canada to know that people with Down syndrome have the same hopes and dreams as everyone else. I want Canada to know that people who have Down syndrome are equals and are people firsts. They are all of us are valued people in the community and in society.
I can dance, I can act, I can sing, and I can easily learn some household chores. I can be helpful with others who might need help. I live on my own, and I take transit to get me to where I need to be. I have a wonderful girlfriend named Mariana. I love her so much, and we want to get married. I am a professional actor. When I am with other actors, I am higher energy. I am supportive for them and like to cheer them on. I want to tell people that we are all capable of doing things that others people can do, even if it will take more time.
I am important because I am a regular citizen. I have a job that provides service to my employer and my community. I can help others and I can accept help from others. Those are important human transactions. Some people don't know what Down syndrome means. If I can get rid of myths, I can get rid of myths of information by simply being myself. I can teach people who don't have Down syndrome that if that's it like to be in our shoes. I have an intellectual disability, but yet I am like everybody else. An intellectual. I accept. Booyah!
I can make a difference in this world. I already am. I do this by advocating for people with Down syndrome, but also for all people with disabilities. I am involved in my community. I volunteer on my church. I do Bible readings, and I sing in the choir. I am a working woman. I really like my job. I want to teach other South Africans to speak out and to believe in themselves. I am unique because I can teach others about what it is like to live with Down syndrome, and to teach others to be accepting of people with differences. We are all human beings with feelings. We have abilities. We set goals for the future. We really are just like anyone else.
Our society has lots of different people and lots of diversity. And we really need this to make a great world. We need people to respect one another. So having a different ability and showing people what I can do is very important to me. If people in society see me in a community working or having fun or volunteering and contributing, that will make people more accepting and more open to people who are different from them. I work in a daycare, and when I think about why I'm teaching those little kids at daycare, I do think about society. These are all things I think I teach everyone, just by being a good example. I am very much preparing the next generation to be better citizens. I am the only Janet Charchuk there is. I Googled myself, but there's only one me. So I need to be the best me I can be. Thank you.
I help society by running my own business. I help people get their photos and videos into digital form. I also do public speaking whenever I am given the opportunity. Every year, the University of Lethbridge asks me to give a presentation about Down syndrome to their kinesiology class, and sometimes also the student teachers. It makes me feel so good to think that maybe my presentation will help these students realize that people with Down syndrome are very valuable to society. I hope new parents think of me when they get a Down syndrome determination. As you can tell, I love my life.
I have put it because I'm just like my family. I have a two-party. My family and my friends do not look at my disabled. They look at me as a person, and they don't treat me differently. And that's why I am important to them. When I do things, I impact other people if I do something new. They follow me because they look up to me and they know if they need anything, advice about anything, they can come to me. I'm a very caring person, and I like to help others to be best they can be. I want others to not hide behind their abilities. If you know you can do something, do not be afraid to start it. You have to believe in yourself, and don't be afraid. This is important. I want Canadians to know that people with Down syndrome are not different. We are just like you. So please do not think we cannot do things because we will surprise you. We do so many things. We believe in ourselves and want you to believe in us too.
If there's babies, Down syndrome are being born. Would people with Down syndrome still feel comfortable being out in their community. My hope for the future is that people with Down syndrome are a very important piece of our country.
I hope that people with Down syndrome can go into the community and educate and advocate. I want the world to be a more accepting place for babies and people with Down syndrome.
Only 1/4 or 25% of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities have jobs. My hope for the future is to have supports and training programs in place so that all people who have Down syndrome and other disabilities can have the job training that they need for being in the working field.
All nurses and doctors and teachers should be educated about Down syndrome. They can help us and show that we are equal.
The word is variety, very sort of very thing. It is the same with people. We all get rebuked. I also want families to be given all options. If a woman was pregnant with a baby with Down syndrome, the doctors should not make that decision. This should give the information to the family so they can make the best choice for them. I would want to say to the people, change your definition of normal. Make it bigger, because we all fit, we all belong, we all contribute.
Well, my hopes for the future are that all people with disabilities have the career of their choice with equal pay. I want all new mothers to be educated, and for all Canadians to know accurate information about Down syndrome. And last, I want people to be more accepting of disabilities.
My hope for the future is that people with Down syndrome are seen as people first. You should see them as a person with a lot to contribute and a valuable part of the community. Respect us, yes, and see our abilities. People need to see our strengths and abilities and not think that we are suffering, because we're not.
I was given access to resources that helped me start my own business in the field I love. I hope that all people with Down syndrome are given opportunities to find a job that they love. We do not want to be given labels and limitations.
My hope for the future for people with Down syndrome is that people can see we can do almost anything with our minds too, even if we need support. We are all unique in our own way. I want to see more people with Down syndrome find something they're good at and never give up. I want all people to believe in themselves. So as you can tell, we want to make an impact on the future for all people with Down syndrome. We are advocating for change. We hope that when families find out your unborn baby has Down syndrome, your doctor will give them fair and balanced information. We are living examples of how great life can be with Down syndrome, and I hope we have proven that to you.